divine. I'm feeling the vibes. I feel like it's more than just a feeling. What we could define. Let's break through the ceiling, see what limits that we can define.
The BMW E39 M5 is back. Finally got a little bit of a break from winter here in southern New Hampshire. Got some rain to wash off the roads, and now the sun is out, so the roads are clean and dry, which means this thing can come out. We can finally get some more miles on it. I've really only driven this thing. This is the third time. First time was the first day, or the second day after I bought it, and the clutch was out of there. Not great. That's not tire spin. Not having it. After that, we pulled it into the garage to start the clutch job, and then we were basically snowed in for 2 months. We did have a small opportunity to drive it a few weeks ago when the roads were clear enough, and there was a problem with the reverse sensor. I mixed up 2 of the connectors on the transmission, so the car basically thought it was in reverse in every gear except reverse. Which was annoying with the parking sensors and the backup camera and everything else, but we got that squared away. And then while we waited for spring to show up, we did a full 2-stage paint correction and ceramic coat on this thing. It came out absolutely glass for a 23-year-old car at this point with 145,000 miles. So now there's only a few things left to do to this thing. I've created a sub list, if you will, and one of the things on that list is just to drive it. We are still in clutch break-in mode. BMW wants, I think, 500 to 800 clutch engagements on this thing, where we're still a little bit below that, but we're getting up there. I've been just only driving this thing around town, you know, downshifting at every red light, stoplight, and right now we're actually on our way to Harbor Freight to get a multimeter, because I think I just fried mine last night. So we're gonna get that so I can hopefully fix my heater in the garage, which just broke. Unfortunately, it's looking like I can't ignore that until December again, because we've got a week or so still left of cold weather. So I'm gonna see if I can fix that. Also gonna be some Mercedes content in this video. If all goes well, I'm gonna see if I can do a E39 M5 versus W212 E63 comparison video. I got a little bit of work to do, well actually a lot of work to do on that car. But we're gonna see if we can work on both those cars in this video and drive both cars. So let's do that. Started with a quick engine bay detail using Geon's ceramic detailer just to freshen up the engine bay a little bit. Gotta make that S62 look the part. Then moved on to the next item on the list, which was wheel touch-up. I previously attempted to touch up a chip in one of these beautiful E39 M5 wheels with not much success, so it's time to give it another shot. Don't make me kick the wheel. Alright, got the old paint wet sanded off and then did a little bit more work trying to smooth out, you know, kind of that rough ridge that was there. I'm not gonna kill myself and make it perfect because it's not gonna be perfect. But over here, on my Market Basket seltzers, I did a little spray out. The goal here is to not have to buy any more spray paint. My cabinet is completely full and I've got 17 different variants of some sort of metallic silver. So I'm gonna see if I can find one that matches the wheel better. This is what we did last time and it turned out to be a little bit dark, but metallics are tricky in that if you lay them on too thick, they can turn darker, which might work to our advantage here, but we'll see. So we got that. This is a GM color. Gunmetal metallic. I think this is a Ford color, satin silver. Nope, silver charcoal. This is another Ford color, satin silver, from all the Mustangs I've owned over the years. And here's the spray outs. You can see the wheel paint is pretty dark and a little bit lighter. Then I went with the satin silver, and it started off super light, but then I kind of laid into it a little bit and it got darker. So we'll see. I might start with that. I don't know. And then the satin silver over here I think is just going to be too light. We take it over here to the wheel. Man, it's going to be hard to tell, but I think that center one, or the left one there, is going to be pretty good. So let's just start spraying and see what gets us close. Well, it's been another long day here in the garage. It's late at night now. Most of my body hurts, but thankfully my feet don't. You guys already know why. It's because I'm wearing my new Brunt Omen boots. This is my personal favorite boot that Brunt offers, not only because of the obvious all-day comfort, but because they're easy to slip on and slip off. They're now available in a super slick all black finish. Very, very good looking boot. And they're gonna have the comfort that you know Brunt is known for right out of the box. There's no break-in process. They're gonna be comfortable from day one. Not only are they gonna be comfortable on day one, they're gonna be comfortable way, way down the road. You guys already know that because I've been wearing this pair of Omens for 2.5 years now, basically every single day in the garage. You guys see these on the channel all the time. These babies are worn in, but tell you what, they are still comfortable. Brunt is so confident in the comfort and durability of their boots, they're gonna let you try them on the job site risk-free. If you don't like them for any reason, just send them back. But trust me, I think you're gonna like them. You guys can use my code ChrisSullivan10 to get your very own pair of Brunt work boots, $10 off. All that being said, let's get back to the video. First try, baby. Absolutely nailed it. So where is it? Here is the repair area. And the only reason I can really see it is because we had to do some sanding, and I think that took down some of the original powder coat there. But as far as the finish is concerned, come on. Can you even tell that this thing was repaired? Let's do a little bit of before with just the black chip, the giant black chip that was here. And then my failed first attempt. This is night and day. I might even give this thing a quick polish. If you look really, really close, I might not do anything actually. There's a tiny line right there, but like this is all the original finish. There's also like, maybe that's not even from me. I don't know. I'm gonna do nothing. This is like 98% there. Look at this thing. Like, you can't even tell that we touched it up. So the winning combination came in with this guy, which is a GM color, did a coat of that, and then to lighten it up just a tiny bit, I just missed it on the silver charcoal metallic here, and then one light coat of clear just to protect it, and boom. We got a decent finish. Just like OEM. What do you think, Graham? Also, fixed my heater. The old digital thermostat here decided she'd had enough. So I robbed one from inside the house. Anyways, a while back I was noticing that these little M stickers were kind of faded and the wrong color and whatnot on all four wheels. Of course, I found a set on eBay, like 14 bucks or 12 bucks or whatever for all four of them. So I was gonna replace all those, you know, while we're in there. It's the little details that matter, especially on a car like this. So let's call this wheel repair or wheel touch-up done, finally. I'll be damned, I think that's the last thing on this big list here. But not the last thing on my sub-list. Anyways, let's keep going. All right, well, the BMW, man, that thing looks good. She's basically done. Can't already tell. Looks like, you know, almost showroom condition. This thing, on the other hand, my daily driver 2010 Mercedes-Benz E63 AMG, looks like it's a completely different color because it's dirty, you know, daily driver. If you guys followed along in the whole 2-year debacle on this car, the misfire issue I had with it, it's been great for the past month or so. I've been daily driving it. But over the past 3+ years of my ownership, there's been a couple things that have broken and or need to be addressed that I'm finally gonna tackle now that it's running properly, and I have the desire to do so. And a lot of that stuff is on the list, on the whiteboard behind me, but I don't want to give too much of it away because a lot of it is kind of exciting. So I'm still waiting on a couple parts, but we're gonna get into some of it right now. Speaking of parts, I'm still waiting on one thing for the BMW. Hopefully that comes in before I'm done filming this video and we can call this thing 100% done. Maybe even get into the cost breakdown on this thing. But the first thing I'd like to fix on this Mercedes is the panoramic sunroof. I've not had this thing open in a couple years because before the car even started misfiring, this thing, whatever it is, this windshield thing, came undone. And I think it tucks under here somewhere, but right about the time I was about to fix it, the weather got cold and then it started misfiring. So there's that. And then I just noticed, obviously it hasn't been open in 2 years. It seemed like it was struggling, going a little bit slow. So maybe we'll get in here, clean these tracks out a little bit, make sure everything looks good. And then maybe we'll throw some grease in there as well. Start with that, see where we get. E63 had also had a stubborn rear O2 sensor code, so I decided to investigate that, starting with the fuses. That never happens. I never get that lucky. Anytime you're diagnosing an electrical problem, you're always like, oh man, it sure would be nice if it was just a fuse. It's never just a fuse. It's always some weird phantom short or interference or resistance or something. You never get this lucky. Maybe I'm jinxing myself right now, but I just found a blown fuse that I think is related to our rear O2 sensor code. According to the internet, it is this one right here, which is the oil cooler fan motor relay, or stationary heater unit, which I have no idea what that means. I also don't understand why it says 25 amp, valid for M156, which is obviously what I have. Is it serving both of those circuits? I don't know. Assuming this fuse is original to the car, it's a 20 amp one, so you'd think that, okay, it's for the stationary heater unit, but I clearly have the M156, so it also, should have the fan for the oil cooler. I think these have an oil cooler fan. Either way, what I'm saying is I don't know if I should put a 20 or 25 amp fuse in there, but it doesn't really matter because I only have a 15 amp one. Most of my fuses, including all the sets that I have, are of the mini style here. So of these regular blade style ones, the closest I could find was a 15. I didn't really want to step up to a 30, cause more damage in the event there is still a problem. So I'm going to put this in. Hopefully it doesn't immediately blow. Let's clear that code, see what information we could find on that ABS code that pops up once in a while. And maybe we'll top this thing off before gas goes up to $7 a gallon and see if it comes back. As to why it blew, during the whole debacle of trying to get this thing to stop misfiring, I actually ended up putting the rear O2s in the exhaust stream and cobbling together my own O2 sensor extensions, which maybe the wires got crossed or mixed up or something, which blew this fuse. We've obviously since then fixed that wiring with some quality O2 sensor extension harnesses and 2 new O2 sensors, but they were the cheapest O2 sensors I could find on eBay at $9 a piece. So it's still very possible that the O2 sensors themselves are causing the issue. In which case, my friends over at Mila sent me 2 brand new downstream O2 sensors. These are super high quality sensors, OEM style quality. So, we know we're going to be putting in a good part that if our fuse doesn't correct this issue, these Milo O2 sensors definitely will. So there's the part number for you M156 guys if you're looking for the rear or downstream O2 sensor. If you guys need any parts for your German vehicles, definitely check out Milo. They get everything from engine components to suspension components, braking components. They got it all. Oh, you bastard. Oh, dash looks so good with no lights on it for a while. Saga continues. Fuse, still good. Let's see what the scanner says. Yep. Exact same codes. Maybe it is the cheap O2 sensors. The part number I got was for like a Dodge or something. I'll have to check out what I ordered on eBay, but I think I'm gonna install a non-junk eBay O2 sensor, aka the nice ones from Mela that I got, and hopefully take care of this problem, but we shall see. A cold start never gets old. Ha ha. Man, what is better than two V8 German four-door saloons and a Hyundai? Mother-in-law's. Looking like rain a little bit later today, but I got the Mercedes a little bit cleaned up, gave it a quick wash. This thing was absolutely filthy. It didn't even feel right to have these two next to each other. This thing still needs a heavy paint correction, which may be coming in the next video, but I just wanted to give it a quick wash, and she's looking much better. But now we've worked on both of these cars, both the E39 M5 and my W212 E63 AMG. Both NA V8s, both basically a peak performance vehicle for both Mercedes and BMW from the 2000s. Albeit this one is 7 years newer than the E39. I thought it might be fun to do a little bit of a comparison. Also, here's my wheel I touched up out in the sunlight. Again, can't even tell unless you really look, and just basically have to look for where I sanded down the original powder coat, which, you know, again, if you're just walking by, I think that's pretty darn good. God, that's a hot wheel. As far as factory wheels are concerned, I mean, I know that that car had the 19-inch AMG wheels that were available that I wish it had, but I still think these take the cake. These are such a hot OEM BMW wheel. Love those. Hey, there it is. People love the E39 M5, man. Just barely made it onto the main road, and some guy was hanging out the window giving us the hang loose. Loves it. I don't know if I would have got that in the E63. So that leads me to what I'm gonna do here. Is I kind of been hemming and hawing as how I can compare these two cars when this car is still kind of breaking in the clutch. I can't really go out and beat on it. The Mercedes is on snow tires, and more importantly, there's only one of me, so I can't really do like head-to-head drag race right now. But I've put enough miles, obviously, on both cars that I think I know what I like and what I don't like. And then basically we'll decide which one I like the best, which of course I already know the answer, but I'll kind of bring you guys through how I got there, because some of you guys were like, oh, you should sell the E63 and this should be your daily driver now. And who knows, maybe that's what I'll do, but I'll kind of bring you through which one I feel is the best for me. So this is the E39 M5. It has 145,000 miles on it. Of course, it's the 6-speed manual. It's the only transmission that came in the E39 M5s, and it is a ton of fun to drive. This one is mostly stock, except it's on, I think, ground control coilovers on all 4 corners. So right off the bat, this thing definitely has the W212 E63 beat as far as handling. It is so planted, so firm. The W212 has air springs in the rear and, you know, basically stock suspension. So that, you know, this thing is going to outhandle that car. But that's kind of a drawback for me, because one of these is going to be my daily driver. And to be fair, this thing rides like it's on coilovers. It is definitely a rougher, more jarring ride, but it's more sport oriented. And I think a few more miles and we can start beating on this thing. The clutch is probably fine, but I'm just going to be a little bit more cautious. Now, this should never be the reason why you buy a car, but I also feel like this car is likely a better long-term investment. The W212 E63s, I mean, there's not a lot of them. I think that it's been hard to find the exact production numbers for that car, but I've seen the 2010, 2011 E63 with the M156 production numbers as low as like 2,500, which is nothing. Yet they can be had as cheap as like 12, 15 grand, you know, for high mileage, kind of beat up ones. But then there's also ones like mine that are well cared for and have lower mileage and are closer to 30. Anyways, this car has 145,000 miles on it, but it's very clean, has a ton of documented service history, and these things are all over Bring a Trailer with close to 200,000 miles or over 200,000 miles for high 20s, 30s. Low mileage ones have gone for 50s, 60s. It's crazy. I think that this car is a testament to how much people enjoy just a manual, analog V8 sports car, sports sedan that you really can't get anymore. Everything's got a dual clutch, computer controlled, you know, shifts in 100 milliseconds automatic transmission, which is awesome, but it's also, there's nothing better than just going out and grabbing gears, especially in an old big V8 sedan. So the kids like me that dreamed about this car, that now have a little bit of dough in their pocket, are willing to pay a premium for it. They don't make them anymore, so it's hard to put a price on that. Downshift to the stoplight. There is a rattle. We gotta fix that at some point. There's a rattle behind one of those headrests. It's driving me bonkers. Can't wait to gas it in this thing. She's just itching to go. Tons of power on tap. 6-speed gearbox that feels great. This thing is a lot of fun to drive. I'll give it that. I will give it that. Uh-oh. Maybe we aren't done with this project after all. Man, I cannot get away from check engine lights in this video. However, knock on BMW glass, The Mercedes check engine light has not come back. I dropped Graham off at daycare this morning, went to the gym, ran a couple errands. It did not come back. So it appears those new O2 sensors did in fact solve our issue, maybe combined with that blown fuse. I'm not really sure. Either way, I did multiple key on, key off cycles, highway, back roads. It's not come back. And last night you guys saw it came back within a mile after we filled up at the gas station there. So for the first time in 2 years, my Mercedes has no check engine lights or warning lights at all. The ABS lights have not come back on yet, but I'm wondering if that's a voltage issue. The errors in the system were related to low voltage or voltage below threshold. So I'm wondering if, you know, it's only happening at cold start in the morning sometimes. It's some sort of just low voltage issue. Now, is it the regular battery that's low, or is it the auxiliary battery that's low, which I replaced last year, or is it the alternator? Who knows? The car drives 100%, so it's not really top of my priority list right now, and it only happens once in a while and then goes right away if you just turn the car off and turn it back on. So either way, Mercedes is driving great. So at least one of these two cars does not have a check engine light. Back in the OG, the E63. This thing, again, not exactly a fair comparison to the BMW since it's 7 years newer, but the interior on this thing, in my opinion, easily wins out. Just a much nicer interior, nicer materials. The layout seems more modern. There's more contrast with like the trim, brush trim they use, and that real wood and things like that, and it feels better. If you guys saw the whole debacle with the front bumper on that BMW, it's my first BMW in like 15 years. I don't know if they're all like that or just from that generation, but every piece of plastic on that car is so brittle. That includes the interior stuff. It just feels squeaky when you lean on it. It's, you know, and a lot of cars from that generation, you know, domestic, foreign, doesn't really matter. They all seem to be like that. So it's not the end of the world, but living with it day to day, the W212 interior is super nice. Ride quality is super nice. A lot of guys in my videos have been like, you gotta lower that thing, you gotta lower that thing. And I'm like, nah, I think it's low enough, for one, and two, it's my daily. It rides beautifully. We've got a bunch of different ride modes that adjust the damping in the front and the air suspension in the rear. It's solid. Driver's seat here, heated, cooled, massaging. The BMW driver's seat is just heated, although that ostrich leather is nice. But an overall interior comfort and feel, I think the W212 has the E39 beat. Oh yeah, panoramic sunroof, of course, that was an option for the W212s, but you know, not on the E39s. Look at this. Not a single light on the dash. Knock on Mercedes glass. Let's hope it stays that way. Could change at any minute. Now, let's drop a few gears, see if these snow tires will hold on in second from 35. Oh, the downshifts. Oh, and the burbles and this. You guys already know, this thing, I'm so partial to the exhaust on this car. It just... I'm convinced that this is the best exhaust system I have on any vehicle without dual mode mufflers or anything. It's long tube headers to an off-road X-pipe, to the factory rear resonator and factory E63 mufflers. And right now, you and I can have a conversation. I don't need to be yelling. It's comfortable, it's quiet, it's smooth. There's just enough rumble in your ear to let you know you're driving an AMG, but it is not at all obnoxious. I've built so many cars with obnoxious exhausts that drone and that are too loud, and the older I get, the more I don't like that. And this car is not like that at all. But when you get on it, it's like you knocked on the devil's door and opened the gates. It is the loudest, most obnoxious, most insane sounding, high compression NA motor I've heard. And I've heard a lot of them. It's just such an awesome motor and an awesome exhaust. Whether it's doing a burnout, or decelerating and you get the snap, crackle, pop. Not to be confused with the aftermarket tunes or pops and bangs tunes that all the VW and Audi and G35 kids are doing. Stop that.
Stop it. Get some help.
Do better. It sounds bad and you should feel bad. The cold start's insane. I actually felt bad. I made a kid jump out of his boots when I dropped Grandma off at daycare yesterday. So I try to park way at the end, but I still love the cold start. Then, of course, there's the power compared to the BMW. This car, from the factory, bone stock, is rated at, I think, 532 horsepower. I've got long tubes, tune intakes. Probably makes somewhere close to 600 horsepower, which is a ton of fun. The BMW is mostly stock, with the exception of a muffler delete. That's rated at 400 horsepower, so I don't know, call it 415, 420 or something like that. It's still a lot of fun. Both cars weigh about 4,000 pounds, so if we were to put these two cars in a drag race, the E63 is definitely faster. There's no question about that. So I think the E63 is more comfortable, it sounds better, and don't get me wrong, the S62 sounds absolutely awesome. I can't wait to hear it at full sing between gears, but revving it, or just, you know, the little bit of driving that we have done, it does sound really good. But if I was to have to choose, I think I'm choosing the M156. It's just such a unique, awesome motor. There's a reason why I kept this car after 2 years of fighting it. I think it's worth it, and I'm, you know, reconvincing myself of that now that it's been running great. So if you can't already tell, I think that, me personally, the E63 is a better daily driver choice. Looks are completely subjective. I think that both cars look absolutely incredible. The E63 does have a really aggressive look to it. Let me know what you guys think. Which one would you pick for a daily driver? Which one would you pick for a weekend, you know, fun around town car? They both could be good at both things, but my particular case, this one takes the cake. Well, there you have it, guys. Two of the finest V8 sedans to come out of Germany from the early 2000s and late 2000s. The E39 M5 and the W212 E63 AMG. I absolutely love both of these cars. If I had 3 times the amount of space that I currently have, I would probably keep both of them. This one is just so iconic, so fun to drive. This one I think is going to be iconic. Also very fun to drive, and has a sound that is hard to put into words how nasty it is. I just love this thing for nothing else, if for nothing else than the sound. For me, I think this one makes more sense as a daily driver. I have plenty of fun weekend vehicles, but this one definitely could make a fun daily driver, or probably even more fun weekend cruiser. Looks like we're not quite done with this one. I'm still waiting on 1 or 2 things, and we got to figure out what that check engine light is. Plus, we got to do a cost breakdown on this thing. I may already have a buyer lined up, so you guys will have to wait and see about that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, check out merch on the website, sullivan-co.com. I gotta get back to work. I'll catch you guys in the next one.